Hey, Achokarlos. Thank you, man.
Hey, hello. Thank you for having me here again in your channel.
No, man, awesome to have you. It really is. It's exciting. We're not, it's something we don't do often. I saw you in the Pantera band on your YouTube channel, and I was watching, and I was blown away. Like it was awesome. It was all of you just like pulled off who they should be. You know,
Thank you.
yeah. How did you prepare for that?
I think it's like uh, a matter of tons of hours of working. It's not came of out of nowhere. It's coming from a lot of practice, a lot of years through years of practicing. So what I did is to focus in what I heard in every composition I try to emulate. So it's like ear working, and also trying to it's more it's not psychological, it's more a brain work, because I need to brain my brain uh, to interpret or to understand what I am hearing, and then to put into my fingers and try to make that fit with what I'm hearing, that I am
Yeah.
playing. So this is a huge, long way, long road to walk. I mean, all of you, if you are wondering if the ear working or the ear training is worth, definitely is, because your ear is what is your instrument, is your main instrument to understand music. What you hear is what you put in context, and then this is the secondary part. This is the secondary part, because once you understand, once you get the notes or the solos or the lick, then you have to put from your brain, from your ears into your hands and finally your instrument, and see if it fits, and see if it sounds similar. If not, you have to correct what you find wrong. If not, if you find it right, so that's it.
Yeah, keep practicing. So, how
Yeah,
big? How
exactly.
big were those venues? Were they pubs? Were they actual? What size were they?
Here, um, it's from small size venues like bars, like pubs with 30 people audience, but this is like a solo singer with an acoustic guitar, to a large venues with, I don't know, 1,200 people, 1,500
Yeah.
people, 2,000 people. But once you go to the main cities, you will find the larger the venues.
So how big did the cover band? How, like, because it was awesome. I'd love to see it if it came anywhere near Townsville, and I'm sure you would have packed the house out coming to to our town. So how far did you go with it? How far did it get?
Well, cover bands are very popular nowadays. So it's like each country has their own Pantera tribute band, and that doesn't allow us to go outside. So our territory is only national territory here
Okay.
in Spain, because Portugal has their own cover tribute band, France the same. Even here in Spain, have been like two, three, even four Pantera
Oh,
tribute
really?
bands. Yeah, so it depends on how fiddle you keep your sound to the original, because this is maybe another subject to talk about, if a tribute band is should be or not. Here with Pantera, I believe it should, because we are not able to see Pantera anymore.
Mm,
Dimebag, Vinny, and this is not anymore like a possibility to see them again. So it makes sense to have a Pantera tribute band,
absolutely.
but yeah, but this is a very particular and very personal band. So even I have been in a Pantera tribute band. When I listen to another Pantera tribute band, I previously I go with the fear of I will not like what I will listen, even with no listening yet, because no nobody is not able at the first time to. I haven't never played Pantera, but I will try this evening for 3 hours to learn the songs. Okay, so after those 3 hours, probably we'll learn the main riffs, but it's a huge vocabulary to manage to sound like Pantera. Not but the tone, but the expression, but the
Absolutely.
singer, but the block playing of the drummer, the bass lines to be accurate. And it's very, I know it's very hard to find a fiddle Pantera tribute band. They are, no doubt that they are, but it's very hard to find that. Some other countries I have seen in UK very. I apologize, but very bad Pantera tribute bands.
Oh, yeah, you get the good and you get the bad. It's all part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to judge anyone, but if you are looking to a Pantera tribute band, you expect some elements that recalls your memory to Pantera. If those elements are lacking, you
Yeah.
are not.
Oh, for
You are
sure.
not happy anymore.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's a
We've
point.
all been to tribute shows. We've all seen all the tribute shows, and some are terrible. But I find when I'm there, like you have to just say, well, it's never the real thing, but
Yeah, exactly.
it's if the energy is there, if it's a good atmosphere. 95% of
Yep.
the people, they don't play guitar. They don't analyze everything like a guitar player. They just guitar players are the hardest ones to. They just sort of stand at the back with their arms crossed, and yeah,
Exactly.
he's fucked that up. Like he
Exactly.
missed that. No, I can do it better. Like that's what guitar players do. I think we're
Yeah,
It's-
it's always judging. It's always.
too judgmental.
This is why. Exactly.
And-
Exactly. This is why I'm better than him. This is why.
Yeah, I've never done like I don't do that. I just get excited off people like regardless. Like if they're out there ripping and trying their best, well, that's a good energy. Like we,
Exactly.
if they're bad, well, you say, oh well, that's
Yeah,
too bad.
at some point, I thought about it and I got the conclusion that we should be more humble in a way that some guys playing Pantera more better or worse, whatever, but probably he's enjoying a lot playing that. So who am I to judge him for not being so accurate
Yeah.
or for not being so loyal or so fiddle to the Pantera sound? I don't care about that anymore. You are having fun
Yeah.
with that, so I'm happy too.
Yeah.
I am nobody to judge you if you are, but if you are
If you're
playing-
claiming to be
Exactly.
yeah. If
Exactly,
you're saying
exactly.
to everyone, I am the reincarnation, well,
exactly, that's
if
the point.
If you're sticking your head
you
over
need to
the
be
fence,
humble.
yeah, you'll get a rock in your
Exactly.
face.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
Yeah. So
This is-
so
here-
when you're doing those gigs, what was your did you have a Randall RG100? What was your live?
No. I have a Line 6 solid state. I think Spider 3 model. I've been through few of them: Spider 2, Spider 3, Spider 4, I guess, and the racks. And I found it very fiddle to the tone, to the chugging sound, the con. That the it sounds. It's one of the most characteristic features the song
Okay.
has. So I look forward it all the way to find this, and I found it in the Lenses Spider 3, and also from 2 to 4, I guess. So I think this is a very interesting feature that solid state head amps has. All this chart sound.
Yeah. Have
So
you ever
this is-
tried the Dean amps, those dime amps?
No. Not by myself, but I have been in a few concerts with other bands using the same gear, the Randall RG100, I think.
Yep.
I can remember, but it was like a Randall Dimebag signature amp, or the Crankenstein also. I watched it. Yeah, I watched it once. I don't remember what those amps sounds like.
No, okay.
Nowadays.
Okay. Yeah.
This is like for that feeling that, okay, this is supposed to be a very good amp. It sounds good to me, but tomorrow I will forget the tone, or I will forget about it. It's not making any signs on me.
Okay, yeah, it's not memorable, yeah. Because I had a Dime amp, the 100-watt head, one of those solid state RG100 copies, and look, it was awesome. It really was. When you turn it on, it sounded like Cowboys from Hell. You really did sound. You could get that whole his rhythm channel where it, like the sleep rhythm channel. It's a little bit cleaner. You could dial that in beautifully. Like, it was really good. But before that amp, I had a Crankenstein, the 130 watt Crankenstein, and that didn't sound. That didn't sound like Pantera one little bit. It sounded really cool, and it got, if anything, I found it got the best Exodus thrash modern metal tone. It was super abrasive. It was really abrasive on your ears to listen to, and it was very cool. Like, I wish I didn't sell it, but no guitar lead I had was long enough. It was so loud. It was ridiculous. It just ripped your ears off. So, I ended up selling those for something that I could use at home, like for recording and doing YouTube and things, like buying the Mark 525 and the EVH 5150, like the smaller amps. They're easy to record, but that's interesting that you did the whole venues with your Line 6. Was that a combo amp or?
No. It's a head. I always run with only the head, and wherever we were, we use the cabinets from maybe the Venues one or the other bands, the supporting bands cabinets. So I try to not use bass cabinets on that head.
Yeah, okay.
I did it once and it sounds horrible.
Yeah, that's it. So in that band,
just a quick tip.
Yeah, and you don't that all stopped. You don't do that. You're not doing that tour anymore.
Well, no, the band is still playing, but I quit a few months ago. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I try to go beyond, because cover bands has like a crystal ceiling. You know what I mean? You can have a very good show, a very good power. A good show, but you will still being a cover band.
Yeah.
Cover bands are so like it's not hatred, it's somebody hate cover bands, and whatever the bands, I hate them. People says, okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter how good you are as cover band. You will stay at the same layer of the music. If you make your own content, if you make your own music, you have the chance to go beyond that any cover band.
Yeah.
So I realizes that.
Okay.
I think we had very good show, a very good performance, a very good the guitar tone, the singing of the singer, everything. But I thought that it has a limit, a very frustrating limit, and I decided to keep my own path, to try to go beyond and try to keep my focus on learning more stuff than Pantera, because learning and practicing Pantera takes a lot of time, takes a lot of practicing, and doesn't allow me to learn stuff beyond that.
Yeah, it gets stale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once I get that style, and once I get that sound, that tone, this is not my style, this is not my tone. If you listen to my own stuff, it will not sounds like Pantera. I not learn Pantera and then try to copy. We made an album and that sounds like Pantera. This is the purpose of that. But to me, to my own inspiration, to my own compositions, never sounds like straight Pantera.
No.
This is not my
No,
own style, so I try to focus on that and learn more stuff and apply it to this.
Yeah, that's exactly it. No one wants to just be a copy of someone else, but
Exactly.
you grab all your favorites and put them all together, and sure, you'll see some similarities here and there, but you'll never. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
I am not Dimebag, and I am not pretending that.
No.
I am just playing his music for the love I feel to his music, to his figure, but I don't want to be remember myself to the copy man. I don't want that.
No.
I want to have my own identity. If you want, and everyone has their own identity. So
Sure, I appreciate
here we
that.
are.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. And so for your all these years going back with YouTube, like we've been seeing each other on YouTube for over a decade. How was
Yeah.
what was your recording interface and software that you really like? What are the some of the amp sims, and what's your gear?
Well, to recording at home, I used the red bin, the Line 6 red bin.
Yeah.
So
The pod.
I've been using that for like 8 years until it goes like fade out, and I bought one couple years ago, 1 year and a half, the Line 6 Pod HD
Yep.
as a rack, and I'm very happy with it. I feel very happy with your gear. Makes you more effective. You know what I mean? If you are happy with your equipment, with your tone, you are happy with the stuff you have, you will be more productive. And I am very happy with Line 6 stuff. And so far, this is the only brand I use. This is not. I am not trying to sell Line 6 stuff.
No.
But this is the stuff I've been into almost from the beginning, yeah. And the software, I use Sony Acid Pro. This is a very strange one. Nobody uses. Don't know why. Probably because there are other more famous like Cubase, like Logic. But the previous software I used, I found very hard to manage. And once I got into this Sony Acid Pro, I found it very easy and very, that's the word, very easy to manage.
Yeah,
to
you
start
understood
recording. And 3 years I have been very, very into it. So I am very stable in my gear when I am happy with it. So I keep my Line 6 gear for years, for 15 years, and probably the same with the software. I have been using it since 2007 or so.
Yeah, okay.
So many years.
Sure. Yeah, wow. And so all your amp sims are they're inbuilt sounds within that Line 6, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I try to use many tones because I practice all kind of music, all kind of styles to learn from them. So I have jazz tone, like I have them here. I can show you.
Yeah, they're presets within the Line 6. Yeah.
Yeah, but I try to make my own presets.
Oh, for
because
sure.
I
Yeah.
I always find them always is lacking something.
Absolutely.
So it's like I have like a funky or a Moog, this vintage keyboard. It's like 70s.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very
yeah,
weird,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I am very happy with it. And a blues style through metal, through djent, with my 8-string guitar. I have a lot of presets I use,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm very happy with.
Yeah, that's very cool. I've never had a piece of gear that actually had the inbuilt sounds that I could tweak and tune. I've always used
Yeah.
computer-based software like Amplitude and Bias and the latest like the Mercurial software and Softtube. Like it's coming a massive long way, and
Yeah, I think it's quite complicated to be into a new gear like this because all the possibilities you have drives you crazy, and sometimes it's overwhelming. So the same with the digital ones. I find it the balance on the digital models, but still physical.
yeah,
Like those racks or this pedal board.
yeah, for sure. No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like you've always had a solid tone in all your covers. Like one of my favorites was you did Cemetery Gates. Back,
Okay.
it was many years ago, I guess now, but
Yeah.
it was a very cool
Yeah.
cover. Like you had all different angles, but your guitar was very solid the whole way. I thought it was very good. And knowing now there was just a line 6, and you were,
Yeah. I still had that Line 6 gear back then, but if I go back to those videos, I will for sure find them wrong in certain points. So air training is as you are growing up as person, you are growing up as a musician, and you are growing up as listener, and what you find right today will find wrong tomorrow. So it's a good at some point it's good to go back and rewatch what you did and learn from the mistakes you did, because sometimes if you are recording some covers, once you finish them, that means you are validating him, or validating it. I mean, you are giving an approve sign to this.
yeah,
Now you will come back to those videos, and all the wrong notes or the wrong expressions or whatever you find it wrong, you will might wonder why you make approve signs back then, and that will make you grow. That will make you grow up.
You're right. It doesn't make sense. I often get feedback now from covers that were a decade old, like old, and you think, how are people still watching this? Why are people still entertained? Like you can
Exactly.
hear the audio interface is crackling, the guitar sound is terrible. Like everything about it is, the camera's in and out of focus. It looks like it's being filmed on a potato. Like it's,
The lack of light.
yeah, everything about it. So it's just funny that we do go back, but even we're on our level talking about this. But I hear interviews with Marty Friedman from Megadeth, and he cannot listen to his solos he did with Megadeth back in the day. He thinks they're terrible.
Exactly. It's psychological. We must understand that we as musicians have like a path to walk, and we need to understand that what we did in the past that made some success, like Marty's solos, they are no doubt successful for us, for our ears.
Yeah.
So this is the path he walked through. But to him, today is like I was saying before that about my covers I did. I find them the half of the thing wrong. Maybe to Marty's, for the growing up of his ear, his language of music, find it so probably basic or probably like it's like a child when starts to speak, to learn a language, learn English, will use child words.
Yeah.
When he became an adult, he will speak like an adult. Music as a language is the same. To me, I will see in many videos, many old videos, I will see my playing like a child speaking.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's how we do it. That's how we
Exactly.
we keep growing. But yeah. just quickly, what's your favorite guitar you have?
My favorite guitar I have. This is a difficult question because it depends on the age. It depends on the day. Nowadays, one of the guitars I enjoy the most is this one. This is my very first guitar ever I have. I have
What's
like
the headstock?
exactly. It's a Samick.
Oh yeah,
It's a Samick. This is a Korean model made in '99, I guess. I bought it in 2000 year, 20 years ago. So
Right. You started playing in 2000.
yeah, this is the year I started to play with this very guitar,
Yeah, wow.
and I am very very happy playing it. Of course, this Dean, I also very happy with it, but I find each guitar with different character to play different styles of music.
Absolutely,
So,
yeah. It
for
depends what you're
Pantera,
playing. Yeah.
exactly. I am not happy playing Pantera with this one,
No.
with the Stratocaster. I am not, but I am very happy playing other stuff like blues or rock or
Yeah, yeah.
yes, you know. But for Pantera, this is no doubt this is my favorite.
Yeah.
And also my 7 or my 8 string guitar is the most I enjoy playing genty stuff. So
Yeah,
it
yeah,
depends on the content. Very good question.
Yeah. Do you find when I had my Pantera guitars, if I wasn't playing Pantera, they just sat on the shelf? Do you find this?
Yeah, this is makes sense. This totally makes sense. I saw on YouTube this guitar player Ola Englund, and he went. I don't know exactly where, but
Oh,
he went.
down to Melbourne. Down
It's
to
in
Melbourne
Melbourne.
to talk to Frank.
Okay, there's a guy there with many Dimebag guitar, the American models,
Yeah.
tons of valuable guitars there. And
Yeah.
while I was watching that video, I was thinking, wow, this is a lot of money spent on that. He must be very in love with it. But after that, I thought, does he really play those guitars? Or
Yeah.
it's like a museum that he's on a shelf and she passes the brush to remove the dust.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But if I had those guitars, I would play them for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I loved him. He had everything. I watched the same
Yeah.
video, and just after that video, I actually sent a letter to Frank. I was just like,
Oh, really?
yeah. I sent him a letter, and I was like, mate, that was really cool. Like, thanks very much for showing. I had no idea a fellow Australian down in Melbourne had such an
Exactly.
awesome collection. Like, I'd dive. I really liked the Southern Cross, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah, he was, you know, quite gracious, and he said, oh look, you know, I follow your channel. He followed my channel because of an Exodus. I play a bit of
Exactly.
Exodus back in the day, and he liked that. So it's a small world, and a
Yeah,
guy like
I know,
Frank,
I
you know,
know.
it was awesome that he had all that gear. I'd love to see him one day and check it out, but yeah,
It's amazing. And even with no playing any guitar of at all of the what they have, it's also right because he maybe you can I can imagine a person with a love feeling many love or much love about something, and
yeah,
it's like I say about cooking. You don't have to be a good cooker to taste a good dish. You know,
Yeah.
this is a good dish. If he decided to gather all the guitars there, even with no playing, is always right because this is what he's happy with.
yeah.
So it's
No,
okay to me.
it was very cool. It's cool that he had it all, but anyway, another one.
Yeah.
Like we ended up just we talk for too much. You know, I don't want to bore
Okay.
people. We just get carried away. But do you have certain picks, like guitar picks, that you really swear by, that you think are really good, that
This is
change the way
another-
you play?
This is another great question because
Mm.
I made a tutorial about picks about to which pick you choose, or you should choose for your, depending on your playing. And it was funny because I had like my favorite, but once I started to make this tutorial, my favorite gone away.
Yeah, I did the same.
With another kind of shape. And a friend of mine, Borja Mintejiaga, I want to say hello to him, sent to me this. I got, well, I still have in here my box of samples.
Yeah.
And I got this Swiss peak. It's like,
Looks like Swiss cheese.
Yeah, exactly. I got very, very happy with them. But after playing, comparing with my previous favorite one, is like my 88 Jim Dunlop.
Oh, the green ones. Oh yeah. The maxi grip.
Exactly, the max grip. So I didn't find just perfect on the playing with both of them. So I decided to get all my max grip and put the cheese,
holes in them.
Exactly, and with my
Lightning
scissors, yes, cut the peak with the profile of the Swiss peak.
Okay.
So what I have now is this, cut it off, profile.
Is that nice and smooth, or do you find the scissors leave a jagged edge, or?
I find it very, very bright when you try to make some rapid riffing, or even with clean sound. I find this edgy profile. I show to the camera.
Yeah.
This edgy profile makes the sound way brighter and even more defined. But also, it helps to me a lot on the definition of the notes or the scales. And the reason I have to not use this instead this is because this one is too hard to me. The Swiss peak is hard. I think this is 1 millimeters, and this is 88. This is softer.
Yep.
So as long as I want to play like funky stuff, I need to be more softer than the harder ones.
Sure.
Due to all the stuff I play. So this is like the perfect to me nowadays. Tomorrow maybe I will change it, but today this is my favorite profile. The 88 max grip, to not lose the peak.
Modified.
Modified. It's like a custom pick to me.
Yeah.
Once I go back with the previous model I used, I feel dummy. I feel sloppy. I feel why I am playing like this.
Yeah.
I am the same with the same guitar. Why I am changing, playing like dirtier or less precise, and then go back to So I go back to this one, and the precision goes back.
Yeah.
So
I think it's awesome. You modify your own picks. I really like it, man. It's very cool.
This is not the first time I say. I have a friend, now Barreto from Canary Islands. I want to say him hi. I saw him like sandpaper, using a sandpaper, doing the same concept. It's like sharpen the pick with the sandpaper, and for the same feeling, I guess. So
or getting a soldering iron and making it so you got your own stipply grip, like your own knurling on the
I also have another pick. I did that with a soldering tool. I have these with those marks.
Exactly. Just like Don did with his traction knobs.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's very, very interesting how we mess with our stuff to make it better.
do you muck around or mess with your guitars at all? Do you do much like changing pickups and always fiddling with actions and neck adjustments?
What I am up to say, probably many of you, I'm going to face your palm to your face. Besides the bridge changing and besides the pickups changing, what I did with my washburn, with all my guitars, with the polish finished, I sandpaper the back of the neck.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when you go with your finger across a window crystal. It's hard to slice it.
Yeah,
So
it gets sticky with sweat. Yeah, yeah, I totally
exactly,
get it.
exactly. So some friend told me about this suggestion, certain tip, and I tried. I decided to try it, and the difference
Mm,
was
very
huge.
comfortable. Yeah,
Yeah, the finger is sliding over the neck, so smooth, and the work of the sandpaper on it is a sandpaper with a low caliber,
yeah,
a low gauge,
very fine.
very exactly, very fine,
Yeah,
and it's only to remove the polish. It's
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
about to remove any layer. It's not about
No,
to remove no, no, or
no.
go across until the wood. No. It's only the polish finish,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah, yeah.
it's
It's a popular
magical.
thing people do. You know, a really good way to do that without worrying about being too destructive on the guitar, and you can always buff it back out later on. If you get some steel wool, some Scotch Brite, you know
Hmm.
the metal pads, the Scotch Brite like you use for washing dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get a bit of that and make it damp in water,
Hmm.
just wet it in water and just do little circles. You'll do exactly the same thing as the
Ah,
sandpaper,
okay.
but
Okay.
it's not so abrasive on the guitar neck, and it
Uh
still
huh.
feels really nice. And even after maybe 6 months of playing, your hand will polish the guitar neck again. So you'll have to do it again,
Yeah.
but at least you know if you're going to resell the guitar down the track, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I've seen some people do it with like 80 grit sandpaper, and they've got these
Yeah.
really
Exactly.
coarse. But it's a really
But
common thing. I love the feel of like this is a raw neck on the back, and it feels
exactly.
like a pool cue. You don't want to play pool with a sticky. It's got to
Yeah.
be
Exactly.
nice and smooth. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's more. It's about to find the more comfortable way to
Mm,
play. Always.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. The whole thing.
Yeah.
I totally agree. And and what do you have on your guitar there that's tuned to E? What
Yeah.
strings do you use?
This is another interesting question. The strings I use depends on the tuning.
Yeah.
The E standard is I use a normal 09 to 42.
Okay.
If I go to standard D, I go to 9 46.
Oh,
I keep
really?
yeah I keep that 9 11 16 because it keeps all the expression I want to make.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, Dimebag did the same with the D standard tuning because one of the most characteristical expressive resources Dimebag used was the bendings,
Mm.
and if you use a point 0.9 in the first string, the E string, instead a 10 or 11, you will go beyond with your bendings. You can go even 2 steps above the note you are
Yeah.
bending. So due to the expression, I want to keep the higher strings thicker.
Yeah.
As I go to lower tunings, I get um, I don't mean thicker. I mean thinner.
No, you've
But
got to keep
thicker.
the tension. You've got to keep the string tension.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
need to keep the tension exactly.
The
But if I
same
go to
tension.
D or G,
Yeah.
I got thicker the
Yeah.
lower strings. Exactly.
Okay. So yeah, okay. I always wondered what strings you have. I always for some reason if I use a guitar with like nines or 9 to 42, I feel like I hold a chord and I pull it out of tune. I'm
Yeah.
a 10 to 52
Yeah, many people use or think that using thicker strings will sound better, with which it is, but
Not all the time.
the thicker the sound is, the less is expression you can make on that guitar. It's like a jazzy tunings. You can find a jazzy guitar with 1150 or 1154 in E standard.
Yeah,
You are not able anymore to make a vibrato like we do with these guitars, or a bending.
you do,
They
but
are
yeah,
not,
yeah.
yeah, they are not making those arrangements
Mm.
and those ornamental resources. So it makes sense. So this is why I don't try to make those bends on that jazz
Yeah,
guitar, instead this one.
yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I think it's relative. After you get used to heavy strings, it's hard to go back. And once
Yeah.
you used to light strings, heavy strings just feel terrible, I guess. But it really depends how you play and how you know.
Exactly. If
uh,
you are only playing riffs, or you are only playing like no leads, no solos, you can use thicker string,
Yeah,
heavier strings,
yeah,
because they are going to sound fatter. Sound
yeah, or
more
just
with more low end.
yeah. You just feel you've got more. I don't know. I don't. It's just something I'm accustomed to. Yeah. It's each to their
Exactly.
own. There's no right or wrong answer. I know. Ingve Malmsteen uses eights. You know,
Yeah.
he uses eights, and Tony Iommi used like sixes
Yeah.
because
Exactly.
yeah, he had no fingertips. So he,
Exactly. They were gone.
I really hope you enjoyed the Q&A with Achokarlos today. We ran into some technical problems, or I did anyway. My audio packed it in toward the end, but we didn't get to say goodbye. But thank you, Achokarlos, for coming on. Really enjoyed it. Great Q&A, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.